Okay, everybody, welcome back to Faraday Research. It's been a little while since I've done a video. As you can see, I'm on my bed, and the wife kicked me out of my workspace there because she's working on her projects tonight. So I had this little brain fart, and I came up with the old Don Smith generator. So what I'm going to kind of show you is that Joseph Newman, and when he's talking about mass, if you got a massive coil that's huge amount of mass in the motor, you only need voltage really to power the device. So his mass theory I'm going to show you tonight is actually real. So I'm doing a Don Smith device that he worked on years ago, probably back in the early 90s. And what he did was he took, the plasma ball. Now, I've got a bigger one there on the ground. I got this tiny little thing. Like, look how big it is to my hand. It's absolutely tiny. It takes like 4 volts to run it. It runs off a USB. Very little power. Now, as you can see, this coil, by how heavy it is, look how much it's pushing into my bed. This thing weighs about 25, maybe 30 pounds. This thing is freaking heavy. I have to use 2 hands to lift this thing. So it's got a solid toroid coil. I got 4 leads. I kind of been experimenting with all of them. Now, I'm going to get this 4.5 watt light bulb lit up with this little tiny 3 volt plasma ball. So I'm going to show you, number one, plasma can transfer power into a massive coil, 30 pounds toroid, to power this 4.5 watt bulb. This thing's maybe 0.3 watts, maybe less. It's only using about 4.5-5 volts to run it DC. Basically, crap all for power. I could piss harder than this. So I'm going to show you that I could light up a 4.5 watt light bulb with this dinky, tiny little toy plasma ball. It's truly amazing. So the bigger the coil you have, the more induction you can accumulate in the coil and transfer that power. Now I got 3 little 15 kVA ceramic capacitors. I think they're only like 10 picofarad. They're very small. I use that just to kind of build up the charge a bit, which also helps light the bulb. Now the ground for my system is basically me. I'll hold on to it. I don't even have to hold on to it. If I want, it will still light up, but it lights up better if I give it a ground. So it's a 1-wire system. So basically, you got the negative from the light coming to me. I'm the ground. Positive goes basically to one terminal of my coil. I got 4 outlets on this coil toroid. So I'm going to turn it on, and you'll be totally amazed that this tiny little thing putting out like less than a watt of power. It's high voltage, probably putting electrostatics, probably maybe 1,000 volts, electrostatic volts, but when it comes to actual power output, it's high voltage, but very little power it takes to actually run this thing. So I have maybe a third of a watt, maybe, in this thing, and I'm powering up a 4.5 watt light bulb. Not totally lit. I would say at least 2 to 3 watts I'm getting out of it. And I'll show you. I'll turn it on. So I got it going. I'm just going to drop it in here, and boom, it's already lit up. I'm not even touching the ground. Now watch when that's without me touching it. Okay, it's lit. Look when I touch it. Look how much power. So I just got it basically going in the center of this toroid coil. It's like 30 pounds of copper. Look at the power I'm getting out of the thing. Better yet, I'm going to shut it off. Shut the light off here. And then you can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so there is the toroid with the plasma ball. That's it without me touching it. Now I'm grounding it. Look at the power. Look how much power I'm getting out of it. So the rating on this 120 volts at 350 milliamps, it's 4.5 watts. I'm powering it with this tiny little plasma ball. Like, this is absolutely incredible. So Don Smith is right. This device actually does have a decent transfer of power. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, I wanted to shut the light off there, just kind of give you an idea what I'm doing here. So yeah, any questions, comments, you could drop it below. Don't forget, if you haven't become a member, bottom right hand corner, give me a thumbs up if you like this quick little video I did. And yeah, we'll do another video soon when I got my space back and when my wife's finished with her projects. So yeah, we'll see everybody soon.